Welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody's doing well. And in today's video I'm going to show you this multifunction saw set from Toolan I have purchased. I actually saw this on another video on YouTube from Todd who was showing one of his tool loadouts. I will leave a link to that video in the description box below, so you can go and check that out if you want to. And I wanted to replace my old pad saw with another saw because that has seen better days. That is this one here. It's years old now, totally plastic. The blade is just held in place by this wing nut here and bolt through the handle, gripping on it, and remove it here. This has got old and battered and bashed up, and it's lost its grip on the actual blade, so as you're sawing with this it can catch and you end up pulling the handle clean off the blade. So that's why I've taped up around here to try and give it some more grip. So it's seen better days and needs a new home, and you can see the edge of it here is moving around a little bit as well. It's in quite poorly, so I wanted to treat myself to a new one. I do have another older one, which is the old Stanley 199 utility knife. This does come with a couple of blades with it. I've only got one of the blades left. Now, I have seen this on the Stanley website. It does appear to be available to some extent. Retails for £10 to £12, but you are only the two blades, a metal one and a wood one. And obviously to change these blades over you have to unscrew there, dismantle your knife, put your new blade in. And I haven't been able to find these blades available separately, only by buying a new handle. So that's not a favoured approach either. I have also got recently a Milwaukee pad saw as well, or saw handle, and this is for the Sawsall blades. Open it there and it locks in place, and then to change it you just pull out and you can remove the blade and stick it back in as you want to. That locks in place. Quite nice because you can fold this up, so it's quite good for your Veto and your Velocity tool bags, that you can sit it in the pockets and you don't damage the material or anything, so I quite like it for that. But this one was £22 in the UK, so relatively easily available as well. But as this lives in some of the tool loadouts and is away from home, I wanted something for my garage, and I decided to get this 8-in-1 multifunction set also from Amazon. Much more expensive though. This comes in at £40. Does come boxed, and in the box you've got your handle, a 12-inch hacksaw blade which is 24 teeth, you can see there, and then it comes with a little packet of Sawsall and jigsaw blades as well. Fire these out, and oops, there's one there. So the case is quite useful for keeping your blades all together, again, especially if it's in a bag or something like that. For the jigsaw blades, you've got 5 of them there. You've got a couple of metal ones and 3 wood ones for different TPI for different cutting. These are all a T-shank blade, slightly different lengths as well. And then for the Sawsall blades, you've got 3, a rough wood one, more for garden pruning I think really, and then standard fast wood one, and then almost a jab saw, that one really, and then a Sawsall blade for plastic and metal. And they all come in with the handle. They're okay, they're perhaps not the best of blades. I have been cutting some aluminium with this, perhaps not quite as sharp as other blades, but they do the job. So they're fairly usable in that respect. I wouldn't just bin them straight away, especially if you're cutting soft metals with Ali. And if you're cutting the wood as well, they'll be fine for a wee while. Might as well get some use out of them given the cost of the device. So you just see me there, this little lever here pulls back, and then you can remove or insert your blade. The 12-inch hacksaw blades, that goes in the centre slot there. You can have it in any position you like, up to a certain amount. It grips, no problems. Obviously that's quite long. You generally like these pad saws with as short a blade as possible, which was the advantage of the old handle. You have a very short blade in that because it could stick out the back there, whereas with this one it's a solid back, so you can't do that. So It's a little bit limiting in that respect, but it's okay really. You have to live with the limitations of these things sometimes, don't you? Standard hacksaw blades, they all fit. There's my, there we go, there's a Sandflex is generally the blades that I use, 24 TPI as well. That goes in, no problems, locks in place. I've been cutting aluminium strips with this, they've been fine. Haven't pulled out the handle at all, worked very nicely. And then Sawsall blades, you can take these, and again they go in the centre slot here, just slot in and lock in place, and they're all fine as well. I've been cutting with these ones here from Starrett, they lock in, no problems. There you go, all lock in place, dead easy to change over. These particular one, this is my Milwaukee one, came with me handle. I haven't had the heart to use this because it's the only one I've got with the American flag on it and the emblem and everything, so I'll leave this for show at the moment, that's all. Again, goes in the centre there, no problems, all locks in place. The only other Sawsall blades I've got, these Makita ones here, but again they're sort of standard fit, they all go in, no problems, lock in. And then the other ones are these FFX ones. FFX are Felixstowe tool company. They're a tool supplier in the UK. It's these blades that they have their own name of, but again, all locks in place. I've not found a single Sawsall blade that doesn't fit into the handle whatsoever, so they're all good. These little T-shank jigsaw blades, they fit in one of the side slots here, so they won't go in the main slot, you just lose it in the handle if you do that. So they will go in that side there if you want to, and then also this side here, and again they lock in place. I've been cutting with these, no problems. Very easy to change over and utilise. What else have we got in here? Look around. Oh, this is a flush cut blade from Sabre Cut, so you can cut in a jigsaw, cut right up to a wall, and then that fits in, locks in place, no problems. So you could use that with it if you wanted to. These ones here are from Bosch. Again, it's a standard T-shank. I've not found anything that won't fit into the handle. Locks in place, no problems. Sometimes this left-hand slot is a little bit tight, but it does lock in there. So that's those ones there, and then finally this one here is a little U-shank. These are for the oldie jigsaw blades when you used to have an Allen key to hold the blade in place that would tighten up into that. But if you've got a lot of these left over, these also fit in the side slot and will lock in place there, and then you can use and cut them, no problem whatsoever. Do they go on the other side as well? Yeah, seems a bit tight again, but it's maybe just this handle, but it goes in, no problems, lock in place. I've been cutting with these as well, I've not had any problems with any of them pulling out. What I will just show you, slight difference between these two handles is at the joint here. You can see that this one goes straight up against and is protected, if you like, by the handle, whereas here the shoulder on the Sawsall blade comes out of the handle. So if you're cutting something wide, it's not a problem. I've been cutting this with it, and you see you go straight up there. But again, it's not a problem, it'll just glide over it. If you're cutting a thin item, I've been cutting this aluminium, and what I've been finding with this is occasionally as you're cutting over, this will go beyond what you're cutting and then comes back and locks in place and kind of disrupts your rhythm. Whereas with this one here, you don't get that problem because it's nothing for it. The shoulder is tucked up inside the handle, so it can't catch on it. It's not a big issue to it. It's just say it just ruins your rhythm every now and again when you're happily sawing away. That's the only real thing I've found wrong with this. The only blade I have found that doesn't fit in is a junior hacksaw blade. These they obviously won't go in the centre slot because it will just disappear inside, and the side slots, the little pins on the blade, stop it from going in properly. So I just can't get this to fit in there. It sort of goes in at an angle, but again it won't lock. So that's the only blade I've found that I can't use with this handle at the moment, but I don't think I would want to really either. There's plenty of blade choice for use with it without needing a junior hacksaw in there. So there you go, that's this Toolan 8-in-1 multifunction saw set. Shame they can't spell multi properly, but there you go. So quite expensive, but I do like it. I do find it easy to use, easy to change the blades. I've not had any problems with it. How long it lasts I honestly don't know. Given the price of it, hopefully it does last quite a while. But that'll be it for this video. Thanks for watching. I found it useful, and I'll see you again in the next one.